Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another
Yeah.
UEC video. Today it's round 8 for the Italian Grand Prix, the Monza Grand Prix actually I should say. And I'm really hyped for this race, to be fair. Not sure why, but it's just the atmosphere at Monza is, I don't know, it's just amazing. So, and we're already out for the out lap, or is it in lap? I'm not sure, I'm always confused with those two. Anyway, now I think it's out lap. But before that, I actually want to show you the driver and team standings of last week, because of course last week it was the Zandvoort Grand Prix with a good result. And if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend it. It was a good fun, to be fair, on track. But yeah, let's go to the driver standings first. And we are P3 in the driver standings, just behind our teammate Joji for now, and also behind Panda Jr., who is actually the championship leader. But he isn't racing in Monza today, so we can gain a lot of points from him and actually try to move up the standings. So yeah, that's actually our goal for today, to get to gain some points on both him and Joji. Moving on to the team standings, we are P4 after the Zandvoort Grand Prix. We gained on ETE and AE. We are ahead of him right now. Still trying to chase MAR. I think they are actually the closest team that is actually consistent scoring points on track. So for this round, actually going to focus on them as well and hopefully close the gap to them in the team standings as well. So this is our first flying lap of the qualifying session. It's actually, we're on the C4 compound of tires, which is almost the softest around here. Of course, C5 is the softest all around, but yeah, let's go to the lap. First two corners, clean, but I think we can go faster through there. Yeah, we just lacked a little bit of speed on the middle section of that corner, of the second corner, but doesn't matter. First flying lap, of course, so we can still gain on our second or potentially third qualifying lap. But yeah, Lesmo 1, pretty nice, to be fair. Lesmo 2, not so nice. We missed the apex over there, and with that you're actually gonna lose a lot of speed and of course time at the same time. So yeah, that's not really good. But like I said, we still have plenty of time left to gain, especially with that second run. And this is just our banker for now. Hopefully it's good enough to get us P4, and that's actually our projective for this session, to get P4 in the end. But let's see what this qualifying lap is going to look like. It's a 19.2, which brings us P1 for now. But of course, other people have to set their lap times as well. And yeah, we're not finished with the session, so doesn't matter, as our teammate goes P1 with a gap of 6 tenths. And moving to the second qualifying lap of the session, yeah, we're actually trying to close the gap, of course, to Theodore, who is actually still P1. Guys behind are closing in on us. E69 and Kurz actually setting competitive lap times. Going through turn 1 and turn 2, we're not gained much time. It says we are in red, but I think the delta is a little bit glitched. So yeah, we can't focus on that. Anyway, going to turn 4 this is, and we lock up. Missed the corner, have to cut the corner. That's actually our qualifying lap ruined. But I think we're going for another qualifying lap after this one, so we're gonna skip to that.
I had a fucking lock up.
And this is our second flying lap then, because the other one, yeah, we ruined it. So yeah, hopefully we can actually try to improve on this lap. We're a little down with fuel, lower than I would like to. But yeah, taking turn 1 and turn 2 aggressively, and this time we actually gain on the exit as well. Yeah, a half a tenth lower, I won't say faster, but lower than yeah, our banker lap. This time we don't lock up in turn 4 and 5, I believe it is. I think the other one is counted as well, that long right-hander. But going through Lesmo 1, we gained a lot of time. I think there was almost a tenth of a second. And Lesmo 2 was pretty, we nailed that one as well. And that brings us close to 3/10 of a second faster than our previous banker lap time. Going through Ascari, we have a little bit of a moment, as you can see, in the second turn, but nevertheless still gaining
died over there.
over 0.3 of a second. So yeah, I'm curious what this will brings up to. Going through Parabolica, this corner is named. The Delta actually disappeared for a second, but still 0.4 gain, and that's P2, less than 0.2 of Theodore. So even though we make a little bit of a mistake in Ascari, it's still a good lap time. Going to the end of this qualifying session, we are very close on time. It's like 23 seconds until we cross the finish line to start our final flying lap, and we're down on Delta. I think that's glitched again. Going through turns 1 and 2, we gained a little bit of time. As you can see, we're in the red, and we're still in the red, but definitely less than before turn 1 and 2. Going to turn 4, I believe. I still don't know which number this is, but or what the name is. Taking a little bit of gravel, but still gaining time. And in Lesmo 1, we actually gained a little bit of time as well. It's a few thousandths of a seconds. Same goes as for Lesmo 2. We gained a little bit more time. On the exit, we did lose a little bit of time, so that wasn't the best one. But yeah, still down on our lap time. Cutting those corners. No oversteer this time. Because of that, we gained marginally in the Ascari. And it seems like there's a car in our way. I believe that's a teammate of us who is actually trying to give us some slipstream. It doesn't really work out, but thanks for the effort. And Parabolica, we did gain a little bit of time, and because of that, we actually go up to P2 again.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's actually our teammate Joji. We actually said that was him who, gave us the slipstream. Thank you, Joji, for that. Didn't really help out, but still, I really appreciate the effort. So here are the qualifying results. P1, 2, 3 for us actually. Theodore went fastest, and he actually set 1 lap time. So pretty impressive. Me in P2 and Joji in P3. Very good team effort. And MAR is actually 4th, 5th, and 8th on the starting grid. So they're the closest team to us, though, and we're actually tracing them in the team standings, of course. So if we finish like this, I'll be happy with the results for the race. But speaking of that, let's go to the Grand Prix right now. And we're gonna start on the medium compound of tires. So are my teammates Theodore and Joji, and there's actually a hard tire. 5 red lights are out, and we are on our way for the Italian Grand Prix. Joji gets a way better start than I did. It's not like that's terrible from my hand side, like 2 weeks ago or something. So we're trying to go down the inside. Doesn't really work, but got hit on the right hand side of our car. Luckily no damage, but now we have to defend against Kurz, who is actually an MAR guy. You can hear me, I'm going to block this guy as much as I can, because we have to stick together and try to get this podium, or even win. I mean, it's really soon to talk about that, as we tap a tire on the gravel, I think it was. I don't think that's grass on the side. So it's not a terrible start, to be fair. We've only lost 1 position to our teammate Joji, but it doesn't really matter. We can still work together from this point on and try to just bring back a good result for the team. For now, we're just gonna stick behind Joji and Theodore. Hopefully we can work together in this Grand Prix, as we mentioned in a previous conversation earlier. I think that's a plan, as we go wide in Parabolica. Not the best, and because of that, Curse is actually really keeping me honest, trying to overtake me on the straight right now. We don't deploy much battery because we did that on lap 1. We go down the inside actually to defend our position and stay in P3 for now. That's actually good defending, and because of that we did manage to stay in front of him and keep the position. But yeah, he's really trying to pressure us into potentially a mistake. And you can see how much he's gaining just on the turn 3. I still don't know the corners. I probably have to look up, and we once again dipped the tire in a gravel. This time I'm pretty sure it was gravel. But to be honest, yeah, that was pretty good racing so far. Did a little bit of defending, did some employment of ERS. So yeah, hopefully we can just work together and fight for potentially a win. But at the same time, I don't want to fight my teammates, since of course this has to be a good team result, so that we can close the gap to our nearest rivals, MAR. And yeah, MAR, they are P4 right now on track, and I believe a little bit further behind in P7 and 6, I think it was. So yeah, they're pretty close to us, but still we're going to gain points on them, as a other MAR guy, Curse, is going for a move. And we have to defend this. Joji and I actually are teaming up in this corner.
Oh my god, I locked up, sorry.
I do go deep, but that was intentional from Joji actually, because he knew we probably were going to lock up. And because of that, he went a little bit deeper in that corner as well, so that we wouldn't make contact. Yeah, that was pretty good defending from Joji. A very smart play, if you ask me. Just trying to hold up Curse, because he's actually equal on pace, but with the slipstream, yeah, it's so powerful that you can basically overtake everyone. So we have to keep that in mind, because with the DRS tool, it's just, you know, you're going to make it very easy to overtake your rival, unless Theodore, Joji and I just stick together and work together. I mean, if this goes on to the entirety of Grand Prix, we're basically going to get this triple podium, and that would be massive for us in the championship.
I'm just gonna stay behind you guys.
So for the past lap, we just stayed behind our teammates, as you saw. They did switch position. Yeah, we're just trying to move forward, of course, and they're just swapping positions every time they have DRS. Speaking of DRS,
he's going first.
We have DRS, but so does Curse, and he's setting the fastest lap right now. So he really has some pace over there, and he's going for a move in turn 1. He overtakes us, going for a move on Joji as well. They make contact, and
front wing.
I break my wing.
Had Joji.
Yeah, I tried to switch back Joji and Curse into turn 1, because I genuinely thought there would be an opportunity over there to potentially switch back both of them.
I can do it.
But yeah, I think we just miscalculated that, or potentially they went slower than I expected. Well, that's still a miscalculation from my hand side. So yeah, now we have orange front wing damage on the right hand side, and to be honest, wing damage is never that good. But on this track, it basically doesn't really matter. The wings are so low that the impact of the wing damage is, I mean, you can feel it, but still, it's so minimum that it's not really a big factor. But yeah, we have to live with this front wing damage for the moment until there's an opportunity for us to, box for, of course, new tires, but also a new front wing. And so for now, it's just gonna carry on with it. As you can see, Curse is actually really on an attack. He's actually trying to go for a move on Joji in turn 1, and it doesn't really succeed. There's a retirement, which causes a safety car. So this is actually pretty okay for us, even though it's lap 7 and we are on these mediums. We have to box now, because we have the opportunity to change the front wing, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And just like in Zandvoort, we have a little bit of a strategy with Joji going on. This time he's in front of us and I'm behind him. So we have the same pit box, and we can't double stack because we're just going to lose out even more time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a gap to Joji right now, and because of that,
I'll drop even further.
Hopefully we're not going to hold up everyone else, but also don't lose as much time as usually, even though we have to change the front wing.
You know.
So
I have to change my wing as well.
Yeah, that's the plan for now. So we're approaching the pit box, and we actually did create a bit of a gap towards Joji. As you can see, we didn't hold up Wildstrom, who is also an MAR guy. But
for real.
yeah, that was just the plan. We can't just hold up everyone else. It's even though it's a good tactic for us, it would be nice. I wouldn't be very pleased if someone else did that to me. So yeah, I think the strategy did work out. We had to wait a little bit longer than usually, but still a 6.1 second pit stop
On P7.
with front wing change. That's pretty okay. We are in P7 right now, so we didn't even lose that much positions. And yeah, we did box 2 for a new set of
I'm
mediums.
just gonna fight my way. Just don't worry about me. I can do it.
Yeah, and now we actually have to fight this alone for a little bit of a moment until we close the gap towards Joji and our teammates Theodore again. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but you know, it's going to make the racing way more entertaining for us as well. So yeah, I'm not really bothered with that, to be fair. So we're going to skip towards the end of lap 10
Can I get a
it
signal?
is.
Like,
And yeah, Theodore is leading this pack. Of course, he's our teammate. We're gonna try to work together to yeah, so that I can close the gap, of course, towards them. They went a little bit earlier than I did expect, but doesn't matter. We are still having a good run on Hemi, a MAR driver, and we're actually going for a move into turn 1. As you can see, we're going down the inside on him, dive-bombing him, a little bit of contact. He did hit me. Couldn't cut the corner even more because I already was hitting the apex. But yeah, very clean and good move, even though I say it so myself. He's coming back on us in turn 4, so we had to go defensive ever so slightly. But that doesn't matter, we're still ahead of him. He's on the hards as well. So yeah, that was an easy move. Now we are going to focus on DHLs. DHL is a new team who is participating in UEC after the department of, I believe, AB. So yeah, another easy move. We did use a little bit of batch free for that, but it doesn't really matter. We just have to close the gap to Wildstrom this time.
that man is
Fast
slow.
forwarding to lap 15, nothing really happened. We are still behind Wildstorm. Curse actually went off track
Curse went
over
off track.
there. So we're closing right now.
He's vulnerable right
Yeah,
now.
and there's actually another retirement,
So
which causes another safety car. So that's actually a very interesting one, because now we have to go on a used set of softs to the end, or a new set of hards to the end. But it's going to rain. I don't think I mentioned that earlier in the video, but it's going to rain at the end of the Grand Prix. So yeah, we have to be careful and think about a strategy. So yeah, we're going actually go on a new set of mediums, as you can see. But Curse is
Being
actually
held by Curse.
holding us up. I believe he has the same pit box as Wildstorm does. So yeah, unlike us, he is actually going to hold us up, and that's actually really disappointing to see. Into the box we go. Curse actually did create a little bit of a gap, so he did sped up. So yeah, that's good of him. And we're behind him for now. But of course, as I mentioned, Wildstorm and Curse are actually in the same pit box. So they are going to lose a little bit of time. And so are we in this pit stop. And that's because Joji and I, of course, share the same pit box, and we didn't create a large enough gap. So yeah, we didn't prevent this. But still, HDL holes
Oh, that's one
is
position.
on
They have the double stack.
mediums, and we are on softs. So he's going to try to go
that's
to
one
the
position,
end.
because I
So
was
are we,
held
of
up.
course. But yeah, we have the fastest tire, faster compound. So I think this is going to be a somewhat easier overtake. And moving on towards lap 17, this is. The safety car is going in this lap. I'm not sure who's leading this pack. I still believe it's one of our teammates, Joji or Theo, but I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, we can't overtake straight away. so we have to stay behind holes. But we are going to try it. We are alongside him on the restart, and with this soft tires, we have an advantage to brake later than else. So we are going to try that in turn 1, and we actually passed him already. There's contact up ahead with the MAR driver of Wildstorm and our own teammate Theodore. So seems like Wildstorm did lock up or something, or just totally miscalculated that braking zone. And because of that, yeah, there was contact. I don't believe Theodore has any damage, but they are fighting really harsh. We do make a little bit of contact, but no, not enough to, yeah, actually do ourselves any harm. But yeah, that was a very interesting safety car restart with, well, a straightaway overtake, of course, but also, yeah, the guys up ahead who are fighting.
Curse is through.
Curse is actually
P5.
P5 right now, so he did make up like 2 positions. I thought he was in P7. So yeah, the battle for a potential win and for a guaranteed podium, yeah, that battle is still not over. At skipping forward towards lap 20, this is, onto 21 almost, we are really close to Wildstorm, as the clouds are actually grey. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, we're going to try to overtake him, because Curse is actually trying to overtake us as well. We go for a move on Theodore, our teammate, and at the same time going for a dive bomb in turn 1, but there was contact. There was a collision going on with Wildstorm and my teammate Theodore, and I believe Theodore actually hit the back of Wildstorm, and because of that he did cut the corner. He did receive a 10 seconds time penalty, but I think that's a little bit unfair, so yeah, the stewards probably will remove that. I'm not the stewards, so I can't judge already. But yeah, I think it's going to be a removal for him, since it wasn't really his fault. He did stay ahead of us.
He overtook me illegally, though.
And I do think it was a little bit illegal at the time.
But
But
raining.
after, yeah, rewatching this footage, I don't even think I was ahead of him. So, yeah, it was fair for him just to cut the corner. And he doesn't deserve a penalty for that. It's hard raining, as you can see. We already changed the tires to Inters for our next pit stop. But it's not quite wet enough to box already. So, yeah, it's going to rain harder and harder, of course. But for now, we're going to actually go for a move on Wildstorm. He's moving out the way for Curse so that he can make a move. And we are defensive in turn 1. Yeah, trying to defend our position because we're P2 right now again.
I've seen it.
And yeah, Curse, he did try to overtake us, but he didn't succeed. So yeah, now it's just a battle between him and myself, and he's going for another move into turn 4. We are still defending our position. Yeah, just placing the car correctly.
And
And
he's gone. He binned it.
Curse did bin it in the wall, I think it was.
Curse.
I'm not sure, I haven't seen where he did end up. So, yeah, that is making us life a little bit easier, of course. But now we have to worry about the rain, as it's going to rain harder and harder every single lap. And
What if we just stay out?
skipping a lap forward, we are actually going to pit this lap. I did thought about staying out, but that wouldn't be the right call. So we are boxing for a new set of inters. I think it's actually the correct time. And our engineer did tell us to box yeah,
People are boxing as well.
a lap earlier than we are actually doing it right now. Because, yeah, I was just a little bit stubborn. I
Let's
thought
stay out.
it wasn't wet enough to box for a new set of intermediates. And I actually think I was correct, because Wellstrom, he did box a lap earlier, so he will get the undercut on us. But that is the case.
We overcut him.
He did lose like 2.5 seconds or so. So yeah, that's just evidence that sometimes you have to be a little bit stubborn and yeah, think about yourself during the race. So it's a little bit of a tip for all of your league racers out there. Yeah, just trust yourself and your feeling. Skipping 2 laps, it's almost lap 26 right now. So 2 laps to go in
And
this
still
Grand
DRS.
Prix.
What?
And
Okay.
Joji did box, but it was a lap later than we did, of course. But yeah, there are 2 guys ahead of us. Not sure which team that is. I don't know their names or drivers. But yeah, they did stay out on the slicks tires. And yeah, they're losing seconds to every single intermediate runner. Joey actually caught up to the back of them. He tried to overtake him in that section, but he was just a little bit further behind. But now he's actually going for a move on the guy. He did pass him very easily, of course, and so are we. We have to be a little bit careful
Defending.
because I got a feeling he did defend, but he isn't, of course, since he
He's
is
defending as well.
just on the medium tires. No grip for him, but we have all the grip in the world. We are
defending.
now closing in on Callum. He's on the softs,
We got max
and
laps,
he is
don't
actually defending against Joji. I caught up to them. Yeah, he's still defending against Joji, even though we are the faster drivers, but also on the faster compound in these conditions. And we are going 3 right towards Parabolica. Joji and myself do manage to overtake him. Luckily, there was no contact made, so yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Joji, I don't care if you get this win, and we just have to work together.
Keep on track.
I'll stay behind. I'll stay behind.
And as you can see, we are just going to stay behind
You get this win,
Joji.
man.
And yeah, I do grant him this victory. He truly drove amazing this entirety of the Grand Prix. Managed to take the lead a few times, but also strategy-wise was really good. Besides that, yeah, he's a really good guy. He helps me during the
18
practice sessions with time, setup-wise, but
Yeah, 1-8.
also, well, just being a good friend, of course. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stick behind him for this lap. And we're just gonna finish this a 1-2 for the team. I'm not sure where Theodore is. I think he's going to get points at the end of the day. So, I'm not sure what the total will be. But still, yeah, it's going to be a very good result for
should
the
we do
team.
like a, what are their names again? Like, Schumacher and, Barrichello. Okay.
And I don't know why, I just suggested to go, yeah, alongside each other over the finish line.
Yeah, okay, got it. Idiot motherfucker. Dive home!
And Joji actually made a funny joke at the end of this Grand Prix saying I shouldn't bin it like in Hungary. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, and it never happened.
Let's go!
I don't have a footage of that, so yeah, 1-2 at the end of the Grand Prix. Very happy with that. So yeah, Joji finished P1, of course, myself P2, and I believe that is actually Theodore on the podium as well after all the penalties applied in game. But of course, with all the chaos that happened in the Grand Prix, I think there will be a few penalties for not only the other drivers, but potentially for Theodore as well. Still, good result. So these are the results of the Grand Prix. A 1-2-3 for now, but I don't believe it will stay like this. I think it's going to be a 1-2 for sure, but I'm not sure about yeah, where Theodore will end up. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode of the League Race Grand Prix, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!